Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of Challenge. This is episode number 25, and in today's episode, our challenge comes from Tank Catapult over on Gran Turismo 2 with quite an interesting challenge if we really break it down. His challenge is for me to win a rally race using a fully modified road car that has no less than 150 horsepower at stock. Of course, it won't have 150 horsepower after we're done with it because, like I said, it could be fully modified. But the car that I have to use has to start at 150 horsepower at less. Now, the car that I originally intended to do this with was the S2 Lotus Elan, the 90s Elan. But unfortunately, I can't put dirt tires on it, so that car's out. So I decided to go towards my next choice just because I think it's it's a bit of a vehicle that I don't think anyone really would look at and think, yeah, that's for rallying, and that is Dodge Neon, specifically the RT trim, because I can paint it. I can give it a blue with white stripes paint, and well, I quite like the blue with white stripes, so that's what we're going to go with. As you see, it just cracks under at 149 horsepower, so just right at the limit. 2,480 pounds. Now, I do say it goes right under the limit. Whoops. When you actually get the car, it's actually 148. A lot of cars don't mention their correct horsepower amount. They tend to list what the manufacturer claimed they would do, but when you get it, it's a little bit different in most cases. But even still, despite that, the Neon could still stay under 150 horsepower at stock. So let's go ahead and put the upgrades onto it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put all the upgrades into the car now. So we have a car now with 283 horsepower, which is pretty good. It's for a car that only weighs about 2,281 pounds. So power to weight ratio is pretty decent, I would say. The Elan, for comparison, what I was trying to use, that would get up to about 230 and only weighed just over 2,000 pounds. So, you know, still that was pretty decent too. But I think we have a potential car to try and face what I'm particularly aiming for. Now, in terms of the rally races, he didn't mention a specific one for me to have to do. He just said win a rally race, so that's what we're going to do. So we have a whole bunch of them that we could choose. So what exactly I'm going to do is I'm going to do my usual 3-chance system, but I'm going to do it in a way where I have each chance is a different rally race. So the first one I'm going to attempt to try is the downhill Pikes Peak against this Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 4 GSR, the toughest one here, because I want to see how well this thing will do, give it the most challenge. And so if this doesn't work, I'll just go ahead and choose a different one, and if I can't do it in any of the three, then I'll just say I've had enough chances. But I don't think that's going to be the case. We'll see. Anyways, let's get on with it. Okay, so the important thing for me to remember... Oh, that's not an Evo 4. That's an Evo 6. I got that wrong. Now, like I said, if you remember the rally events, you'll know that the AI cars are actually just ghost times, so we're not particularly have to worry about if we go through it. Ooh, that was bad. That was really bad. Holy crap! I'm seeing just how much that Evo Ghost is kind of like completely sliding about there. But I definitely have a potential car here. I'm actually going quicker than I suspected with this thing. Like, I thought it was going to be kind of a tricky one, because I was thinking it was going to be more like, I guess, WRC spec. Because again, I was thinking it was going to actually be an Evo 4, but no, it's an Evo. I think it's just a race modified Evo 6 because it's got that old the Advent livery, I believe it is. But this is doing surprisingly well. Like, I honestly thought that this might be a little bit tricky, so I think I might need to find a more difficult one to do then. I would say, because I mean, this will already be a challenge pass. I just have to make sure I, come through the remaining remnants of this clean. But I think I want a little more challenge out of this, so let's we're just gonna see here. I really missed this track. I mean, I know this is only a section of Pikes Peak. It's nowhere near the full Pikes Peak. But they still have yet to bring this into a Gran Turismo game, which is strange because they have the right. I think they have the licensing rights to include it. I don't know why they don't have it in the game still. I really think they should get around to adding it already. Oddly enough, this was recently discovered in the files for Gran Turismo 5. Yeah, Gran Turismo 5, but it's really leftover assets of this PS1 version with very slight modifications. A PS1 assets track on a PS3 game. Just think about that for a second. It's just, what the fuck? So yeah, this actually went a lot easier than I was expecting. So, hey, I'm not complaining. That's a win. That's another challenge pass in my books. But what I will do is I'll try to look for a different rally, see if I can find one that's a little bit more difficult. Because this is otherwise going to be a bit of a short episode, and you know, I want to add just a little bit more, more to it. So, I'll do a jump cut, and I'll show you what rally I'm doing next. Alright, so my second race will be Smoky Mountain South. I believe this is South, yep. Against the second car, which is a Lancia Delta Integrale. Now, I could have gone for the third one and used the Delta S4, but yeah, that's like a Group B car, so that's not happening. And yeah, already, again, I'm going just a little bit quicker than... I think it's holding a little more than the Evo 6 did. It could be wrong, though. Now, of course, you probably noticed during that Pikes Peak race that the Neon doesn't particularly do sliding much. You really kind of have to, like, use the handbrake and force it to do so. But, yeah, you can tell, though, that it's definitely not quite got the same the go as some of the rally cars do. Now, I'm still definitely going quicker than the Delta, but I'm not, like, completely pulling away from it. I think it's similar to the Lancer. So I kind of found a car that was right on the same pace, I guess, as the previous one. But yeah, like, it's just, I have to be careful with whom I choose, because this car is not going to be competitive with the rally, with, like, the WRC vehicles. I mean, that is a WRC vehicle, technically, just from the 90s. But that's like on the lower end of things, so I was willing to try. It, and it seems to have worked out in my favor. So that's 2 rally wins. But I have to find one that's just a little bit more challenging, where it's more neck and neck. So let's see if I can find it for the third race and last I'm going to do for this video. So for the last race, I decided to come back to the downhill Pikes Peak because I remembered something. The second car you face during this, not the third, which was that Evo 6, the second one you face is the Stratos Rally Car. And the Stratos is a very lightweight car, making over 200 horsepower and stuff. Weighs very little. So, is a car that kind of would be more competitive than the Lancer, so it really should have been the third car for this. So that's why I decided to come back here and face it. And as you can see, it's a lot more. I finally found the one where it's going to be pretty much neck and neck. The fact that this car just doesn't easily slide is going to kill me. Because, yeah, it looks like on top end, the Stratos just edges me out. Just. Okay, that was a longer slide than I was hoping for. Come on, we're keeping it close. If I can just get one of these through these better, this is definitely doable. Oh, this is really close right now. Oh, look at this! Is just back and forth action here. Got a little more speed coming out through there, which is good because this is now getting onto a faster section, which is good because I need that distance. Oh, whoa. Okay, thank you, emulator. I don't know what that was about. Nearly completely screwed me up there, but I'm still in front, despite that. We have one more major corner coming here, and then it'll be the straight line dash. Come on, power! Yeah, that was... Oh, we definitely came out of there good. We got this in the bag. Whew. Okay, so that's just for the sake of wanting to make the video, gives the video some distance. I did 3 rally races rather than 1, and won all of them. So, yeah, I just had to do the best that I could with it. So, it is what it is. I really wish I could have done some of the last ones where it's with like the proper WRC vehicles, like the Lancer, the Focus, the Corolla, the Impreza, all those ones. But those ones, they kind of all got like 400 or so horsepower in the game, so they would have been too fast. I wouldn't have been able to catch up to them. So I tried to look for that middle line, area, and I think the 3 that I chose were pretty good, fairly good choices. So I would definitely say I made the right choice. But anyway, that's going to do it, though, for this video. If you have a challenge, you want to leave it down below in the comments. Make sure to check out the game list so you can see all the games that you can look through and be like, I want you to do a challenge with this game. When I get to it, it just all depends on a whole bunch of certain things. But leave it down below, and I'll make sure to put it into the queue. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see some of my other videos. Make sure to hit the bell icon so you can get notified on what videos I release next. You can also check out my other links down below in the description, where I've got a Patreon if you want to support the channel, a Twitter if you want to come see my ramblings, a Twitch if you want to watch me stream, a Discord if you want to come and chat with me and others about the channel or similar stuff, and a Curious Cat if you want to ask any questions. Huge shout out to Toxic Honey Badger for being an awesome pledger on Patreon. Thanks again, and I will see you guys on the next video.